see Jose is entering the house. Hi, Jose. He'll be joining us. He just got a brand new baby.
Hey, good afternoon, I think. Yep.
It is. It is. It is. Thank you so much for joining us, Jose. I know you have so many kids to take care of and also so many businesses. You don't know if he's got more businesses or more kids. So with that, I am going to read Jose's bio so that we're not falling too far behind. Actually, we caught up nicely. So thank you, ladies, for sharing that. And thank you, Jose, for coming on. So Jose Escobar, an acclaimed personal development speaker and 15-time published author, I'm sure that's going to change soon again, leads 2 successful businesses. That's not true. He has way more than 2, but they fall under the 2 umbrellas, I'm sure. The Entrepreneur's Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy that has surpassed over 7 figures in 15 months organically. He engages with entrepreneurs and advanced leaders, collectively reaching over 30 million through presentations and coaching programs. He works with over 450 successful leaders globally. Jose is a master sales professional. He is happily married with now 6 children, and discover more about Jose at connectedleadersacademy.com. So www.connectedleadersacademy.com. I will add this into the thread on Facebook. And with that, I present to you Jose Escobar, the amazing Jose. Take it away, Jose.
Well, I didn't realize I was that amazing, but thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate your support as always and all the things that I do. And as you know, I'm fully all in with Marianne. So you know that, Marianne, and anybody who doesn't know that out there, let's make it adamantly clear today that I'm in full support of Marianne Pageant, or should I say Reverend Dr. Marianne Pageant, who always inspires me because she's always up to something. Have you guys noticed that? She's always up to something. She's always creating value for winners out there and leaders and entrepreneurs. She's creating stages. She's creating value in the marketplace and just impacting the world at a very high level. And I don't use that word very lightly, the world, because it's true. She's a global entrepreneur. So kudos to you, Marianne. Thank you so much for having me here today and coming back as always. It's always a pleasure. I love being on your platforms. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jose. Right
all
back
right.
at you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. In terms of all the kind words that I've been receiving and thoughts and prayers and sentiments and the hearts that Marianne just put there, looks pretty cool. I just have a newborn, as she stated. My son Dominic Croy was born last Wednesday, baby number 6. So it's never ever a dull moment here in this household. I've got to tell you, so many moving parts. I have a 17-year-old down to a newborn. Now imagine how that must be here. Now I say that, imagine how that must be here in my house, because as you know, I'm sure there's this thing that's going on all over town on social media, on YouTube, on all these different things. If you look around, you're going to find that everybody talks about the dad bod, right? Like once you become a dad, you just lose it all and you get out of shape and you don't really care about your health. I know we're talking about healthology today, right? Healthology is the theme of this amazing virtual summit that we're doing today. And health matters. Health is very, very important. And even if I have 1 kid, if I have no kids, if I have 6 kids, if I have 14 or 15 kids, like some people that I know, believe it or not, there's people I know that have, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 kids, right? I'm at 6. So at no point in time can I let my foot off the gas when it comes to my health and just forget about it, right? It's very, very important that we take care of ourselves, right? Garbage in, garbage, who wants to finish that statement? Out, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So it is very, very important that we focus, we never let off the gas, and we never lose sight of what matters most. Outside of faith and outside of family, guess what? There's health. Health is absolutely critical. And let me expand upon that. First of all, yes, I'm happily married to my wife, Katie, 6 kids. I live in the Washington, D.C., Maryland area here in the U.S. and absolutely love the area where I live. I love what I do. As Marianne said in my bio, I have 2 companies. I have a lot of moving parts, but she's correct. Or they all fall under the umbrella of Connected Leaders Academy and the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Coach, author, speaker, events host, mastermind, let's see, coach. I mean, I think I said that already. Community. I mean, the list goes on. But the cool thing about all this is that what allows me to do all of these things and continue to show up day in and day out is the fact that I take care of my health. Now, could I be doing it better? Full disclosure, yes. Right? Yes. Am I like this ripped, not even a 6-pack, an 8-pack kind of guy with this like chiseled physique like Arnold Schwarzenegger with 24-inch pythons and I run triathlons? And no, I'm not that. Okay. I just want to be very clear about that. I'm not that. Okay.
Yeah, you are when you do 75 hard. You totally.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So I'm not necessarily that, but I would say that I'm not in bad shape either, right? Because I do take care of my health to a certain extent. And I think there is something to be said about having at least some foundational habits in place to make sure that you're protecting your health. Because everything that you do, and I want to, reiterate this, everything that you do, always think long-term, because one day long-term will be here. And if we're not protecting our health, right, what's going to happen? We're going to get very out of shape. We're going to internally start falling apart, and it's going to start to show itself externally in ways of high cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart attack, stroke, cancer. I mean, you name it. There's so many things out there that are debilitating people on a daily basis all over the world. And the crazy thing to know is that, yes, some of this stuff is going to happen whether you like it or not because of genes and things of that nature and some things out of our control, right? But a lot of it is preventable. A lot of it is preventable in the sense that we just have to watch how often we move and what we eat. I mean, it comes down to 2 things. What are we putting in our mouths and how are we moving every day? Especially for me, I sit where I'm sitting right now 7 hours a day, roughly, sometimes 9, sometimes 5. But outside of that, I have to move. I have to move my body. I have to go on walks in my neighborhood. I got to go for jogs. I have to lift some weights. I have to do some body weight exercises. I got to be mobile, because if I don't, guess what? Everything in life compounds over time, just like the stock market, right? Positive and negative. So if I am not moving my body, by default, I am inactive. And if I am inactive over time, that's going to show up. It's just going to show up in terms of weight, in terms of your joints, in terms of body aches, in terms of posture, in terms of everything. So be cognizant and be aware of how you're taking care of yourself. And I can use the excuse all day until the cows come home. I don't know who created that saying. I don't even know what that means, until the cows come home, but I'm using it because I've heard it before. Until the cows come home. If somebody knows what that means, put it in the comments. What's
Me
that?
too, I often wondered, what the heck does that mean? I don't live on a farm. Did they go somewhere and then they need to
I don't know. But I'm
Just
gonna
automatically turn around and go back to their home in the evening. It's a habit.
Okay. Well, there you go. I knew somebody knew the answer to that. So I have never known the answer to that. I learned something new today. So thank you. So until the cows come home, right? So I can use the excuse of, you know what? I have 6 kids. I'm running a 7-figure business with a lot of moving parts. I am married, so I got to nurture the relationship. I got to, do all these different things. So there's a lot on my plate. I can easily use the excuse of I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to take care of my health. I don't have the energy. I can use that. But then guess what? Guess who cares about my excuses? No one. Nobody. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I have to care. I have to be aware of me, and I have to do my very, very best to hold myself accountable. So I say that to say, where are you today with your health? Are you cognizant of where you stand? Are you doing the things that one day you're going to show up and you're going to live to 70, 80, 90, 100 years old because you've taken care of yourself? Or are you just indifferent to it? Are you just saying, I'll just wing it, I'll just whatever, it is what it is? No, it is what it is not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you. So I make myself aware, and I have reminders in place to say, Jose, you got to move. Jose, get out of your chair. You have, a half hour between your next call. Go and do something. Go up the stairs, up and down the stairs, right? Do what you got to do. Get some push-ups in. Do some body weight exercises. Drink plenty of water. So a lot of things that we could be doing. So an excuse is a thin shell stuffed with a lie. I'll say that again. An excuse is a thin shell stuffed with a lie. To you, it might be a valid reason. You might say to yourself, well, I can't read because I don't have the time. I can't work out because I have a knee injury. Well, that's a good reason to you, but to everybody else around you, guess what that sounds like? It sounds like an excuse. And that's just the reality. If you have a knee injury, guess what? You can still do push-ups. If you have a knee injury, guess what? You can still do sit-ups. If you have a knee injury, guess what? You can still sit on a chair and do curls, right? I mean, if you have a shoulder injury, you can still go for a run. I mean, I can go all day on that subject. Where there's a will, there's a way. You can still get the job done in a different way. So don't become subject to the disease of excusitis. Excusitis is a real disease. And I got that verbiage from an amazing book that, of course, is not behind me because I always reference books. It is called The Magic of Thinking Big. The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Great book. Talks about excusitis. And here's another one by Brian Tracy. No Excuses. The Power of Self-Discipline. How many excuses are you making on a regular basis? So, success is a planned event, folks. Success is a planned event. If you know that you love fast food, then pre-pack some food. If you know you're going to be on the road for X amount of hours, you're not going to have time to make it home for lunch or for dinner, then get a protein bar. Get a bottle of water. You can have a protein bar and a bottle of water versus going to McDonald's or Burger King, right? If you know that you are the kind of person who at night orders Uber Eats every night or every other night, and you order like junk and crap, Baskin Robbins, 7-Eleven, Popeyes. I mean, I can go on a list of things that I love to order, right? If you know that that is you, maybe you shouldn't have the app on your phone. That's going to solve the problem, right? If you know that you have trouble drinking 8 glasses of water a day, which is what's recommended, and obviously there's body weight issues there too. So if you're taller, heavier, then you might want to drink 12 glasses. If you're not on that level, then you might want to drink 6 glasses. Everybody's different. The doctors say an average of 8, right? So I'm just going off of the average. So let's just say 8 glasses of water per day. And let's just say the average glass is 12 ounces. If you already know you should be drinking a lot of water to stay hydrated and you're not doing it, maybe you should just have a jug that is worth 8 glasses worth of water and carry it with you throughout the day. And you know that you're not going to go to bed until that thing is gone. Maybe that's going to be the guardrails that you need in order to get the job done. But my point is that if you have challenges with certain things, there is always a solution on how to fix it without making the excuse. I don't have time to work out. Okay, maybe you should wake up earlier and create the time. Well, I can't wake up earlier because then I'm too tired. Well, maybe you should go to bed earlier. Well, I'm a night owl. Well, maybe you should start shifting yourself from a night owl to a morning bird, whatever you want to call that, right? Just shift. Just because you enjoy and your body is used to staying up late doesn't mean that's the way you're wired forever. You have the ability to change. But change is incremental. Change is not drastic and overnight. Atomic habits, small, simple steps. We have that capacity to change anything we want in our lives today. So are you holding on to excuses to rationalize why you are where you are? Or are you saying enough is enough? I'm not going to give in to these excuses, and I'm going to be real with myself and understand that I have the capacity to change my trajectory of my future today. And that's the reality. You have the ability to make better decisions today that will compound over time. And by the time you look back a year later, guess what? You're in a much better place. Now, I'm going to say something right now that might rub some people the wrong way, and that's okay, because I'm not here to make everybody feel good. I'm here to make you to make you inspired. I'm here to motivate you. I'm here to perhaps nudge you in a way that's going to create some discomfort so that you can do something about it. Because guess what? If we live in comfort, does anything change for the better? No. Success in anything lies outside of your comfort zone. The journey, the path to your next level lies outside of your comfort zone. And every time you step out of your comfort zone, what happens to your comfort zone? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You become more and more comfortable in places where prior you were not comfortable. That's the power of remaining outside of your comfort zone. So then you get thrown into any situation, in any circumstance, in any place with anybody, and guess what? You can handle it. And you're comfortable because you've been there, you've done that. You're like a chameleon. You can adapt very quickly. Like a rubber band, the law of the rubber band. When you stretch a rubber band, it never goes back to its original dimensions. So you got to stretch yourself. Are you stretching yourself? Are you committed to growth? Are you committed to being better? Are you committed to your health? And if you're not, let me tell you something. You might want to start today. You might want to start today, because when that cardiac arrest happens, or that stroke happens, or you get diagnosed with something, guess what? It's not so fun at that time. And you look back and you say, if only I made better decisions. Well, your time to make better decisions is today. Your time to make preventative decisions is today. And this is the statement that I almost deviated from, but I'm going to say it because some of us need to hear it. And I include myself in everything that I say, because I want to be very adamantly clear that I have not arrived. I do not have it all together. I do not have an Arnold Schwarzenegger physique, even though my wife thinks so. But I will tell you that I haven't let myself go crazily. I strive to be better every day. The 1% philosophy of Kaizen philosophy, 1% better every day. I'm in the game. I'm in the trenches. I'm fighting. I'm removing excuses. So anyways, the statement is the following. You are where you are today because you choose to be there. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm going to get some hate mail after this one. Let me say that again. You are where you are today because you choose to be there. Now, I have people that will tell me until the cows come home, and I'm using that phrase again. I'm using it on purpose now, because now I know what it means. I have people that will tell me forever, Jose, no, you don't understand my circumstances. Jose, you don't understand. I don't have the support that you have. Jose, you are married because your wife helps you with those things. Or you have kids, so you understand you can leverage yourself with time and that kind of a thing. Or Jose, you didn't grow up in the neighborhood that I grew up in. Or Jose, you have both of your parents. You know, I come from a divorced household. Or you know what, Jose, you have this. I don't have the resources that you might have. Or I don't know, I don't have that many friends and that many relationships like you have. Or what you can say whatever you want to say. And I can throw 50 reasons why I am not where I want to be in certain places too. right? There's so many things I could tell you too, right? I could have said, in terms of where I am now, and where I am now is just a starting point to the next level, right? I consider myself a white belt at all times. So where I was before I had a business, and I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, and had a job, had a job, and I was just struggling to get by and not knowing where the next, paycheck was going to come from, and sometimes more month than money, and the list goes on and on and on. Guess what? I was using things I didn't come from money. I don't know the people that you know. I don't have the experience you have. I don't have the degrees that you have. I don't have the power connections that you know. I am too young. I am too old. I had all kinds of reasons too. But you know what I realized and what I discovered? I had a mentor who told me, Jose, you are where you are right now because you choose to be there. Now that stung. Because as far as I was concerned in that moment, I was like, no, that's not 100% true, because actually this and this and this, and I started going down the rabbit hole of excuses. Now, all that was doing was making me feel better. It didn't affect him in any way. He was like, okay, well, that's what you believe. That's what you believe. But I'm telling you right now, you have the power to change where you are today. Now, you can start that journey to change where you are today. And in 90 days from now, you can be somewhere completely different if you just decide today to be different. And start tweaking, adjusting, dropping, adding, all these different things. So I took that advice. And guess what happened? My life changed. I installed a morning routine, an evening routine, started a business, doubled my income, eventually 10x my income, got out of debt, built more relationships, became a better father, a better husband, lost weight, got in more shape, better shape. The list goes on and on and on and on. But all that was, it was a decision to say, I have to stop doing certain things. I got to start doing certain things. I have to be more cognizant about what I'm doing and how I'm doing and how I'm showing up. I got to be aware of who I'm surrounding myself with, who is in my circle. How big is your world? It's as big as the amount of people you let into it. Who are you allowing into your world to influence you and to shape you? Some people are going to add value to you. Some people are going to drag you down. And some people are indifferent. They're not going to drag you down or add value to you. They're just going to be there. So you got to know where you got to spend your time. They say you are the result of the 5 people you associate with, right? Where are you going to be in 5 years? It's all contingent upon the people you hang out with, where you spend your time, and the books that you read. That's going to determine where you're going to be in 5 years. Now, everything I'm saying are not cold, hard truths, because somebody's going to say, oh, well, you know what, Jose? Oh, actually, I disagree, because you can do that all day and that's okay. If we all agreed on everything, the world would be a boring place. It's okay for people to disagree with me. I'm not here to debate with people. I'm here to tell you my story, my version, my perspective, and telling you what works for me and what you should be thinking about. And hopefully I'm nudging somebody in a way that's going to help you move in the right direction. And you can look back and say, I'm glad Jose said that, because when he said that, it made me think this way. And when I thought this way, it made me do this. And when I did this, my life changed. That's the goal. So you are one book away. You are one summit away. You are one speaker away. You are one prayer away. You are one quote away. You are one journaling page away from the next version of you, from the next stage of your life, for that commitment that's going to see you through that next stage. Because you can decide today, I want to do this, and decide tomorrow to change my mind. I'm not asking you to decide today. I'm asking you to make a commitment, to make your health a priority. Because it is. Your health is a priority. And if it's not a priority, I promise you it will be at some point when disease rolls around. At some point in time, if you disregard your health and you could give a whatever about your health and you just sweep it under the rug like it doesn't exist, and you eat whatever you want, you never work out, you could care less how you show up and how often you sleep, how much water you drink, you don't really care, and and you might care about your health consciously in your mind, but unconsciously your actions speak so loudly, I hear not what you say. I'll say it again, your actions speak so loudly, I hear not what you say. Words are words, actions are the reality. So if you are with your actions not showing up for your health, you know what that means? You're sweeping it under the rug. And anything that's swept under the rug, guess what? Can I tell you something? It doesn't go away. It's still there under the rug. You just have a bulge just hanging out there, and it's just going to get worse and eventually smelly, and it's eventually distraction and whatever. And then one day when you change out the carpet, you're going to be like, oh, there's my health. But guess what? At that point, it's too late to do something about it. So make your health a priority. Do something about it. And I can assure you right now, this is science now. This is fact. This is not my opinion. If you don't take care of your health, at some point, your health is going to show up in a negative way. And at that time, you know what's going to cost you? More money, more effort, more mental anguish, and probably your life in some cases. Now, we're all going to die. We know that. But again, the actions we take on a daily basis compound over time, and you actually have some level of control of when you die. You have some level of control. Now, is it possible that I walk out tomorrow and a vehicle takes me out and I didn't see that coming? Yes, it's possible. Is it possible that, I'm I'll give you another example. I'm riding my bike in my neighborhood and some bus doesn't see me and I don't see the bus and takes me out. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Anything is possible. Sometimes, thank you, Marianne. Sometimes death is going to knock on our door and we don't see it coming. But a lot of times, guess what? You have a say in the matter. You have a say on whether you live 10 or 15 years longer or whether your life is cut short by 10 or 15, 20 years. Are you smoking cigarettes? Are you getting blasted with alcohol every night? Are you not working out at all? Are you eating a bunch of junk food and you know that what's in there is not good for you and it has carcinogens and all kinds of things that one day is going to come back and is going to create cancer and all kinds of things and negative things for you? Is it possible? Like, ask yourself the questions, is what I'm doing right now in alignment with how I view my health and how much I love and care about myself? And is this where I want to be 15, 20, 30 years from now? So healthology, great topic. Super important, super important. And I have to remind myself at times, Jose, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I have to check myself at times. We all do, but I do it, folks. I do. I check myself. My wife checks me too. Full disclosure, last night, she, post-pregnancy, she was in the mood for like a treat. So we got a banana sundae or whatever from, where was it? Baskin Robbins, Uber Eats. And I said, well, heck, I want some IHOP. So I got some IHOP. Did you really? I got some IHOP and I got the crispy, what do you call it? The hash browns. And
I love IHOP. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
It's my favorite US restaurant that's in Canada now.
Love it. Yeah. IHOP is amazing, especially when you add onions in your crispy hash browns. Oh my gosh. So I got some hash browns and I got some what is that called? Benedict's, eggs Benedict with some bacon and everything. Granted, I ate a good dinner. I didn't need to eat more, but because she was eating something fun, I said, I want something fun. And then I ate it. And then after I ate it, guess how do you think I felt after I ate all that bacon and the greasy hash browns and I had already eaten dinner? How do you think I felt?
Not hungry.
I felt terrible. I felt overstuffed. I felt like I was getting the sweats. I was like, oh, I feel like not so good. I was like, oh man, why did I eat that? right? But a lot of us are the result of instinctual behavior. We are the result of a lack of discipline. We are the result of our free flowing, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, right? Lack of habits, bad habits. And if, and in the process of saying bad habits, I watched Dr. Phil, full disclosure. Dr. Phil says, you don't break habits, you replace behaviors. So a habit essentially is a behavior done multiple times that eventually turns into a routine, right? So you don't just all of a sudden break a bad break a bad habit. No, you replace a poor behavior with a better, smarter behavior. And if you do it long enough, it's going to turn into a habit. So ask yourself the questions. Am I drinking enough water? Am I watching what I eat? Am I ordering Uber Eats whenever I feel like it? Am I drinking way too often and way too much? I mean alcohol. Am I eating things that knowingly have caused cancer? Am I working out? So there's questions we should be asking ourselves that if we're real and we're honest, we're going to say, I can do better in this department. And that's what life's about. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not telling you guys, hey, you need to be perfect. No, because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. I am saying that we have to be cognizant of what we're doing, and we have to self-evaluate. We have to reflect. And when we reflect, reflection turns into insight. And when we have the appropriate insights, we can show up better. When we show up better, we get better results. And when we get better results, guess what? Life happens to be better. So I'm going to shift to something interesting here. I have this book in front of me called 75 Hard, a tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. 75 Hard is a phenomenal program designed for mental toughness. But in the same breath of 75 Hard, you also are going to get into shape by default, right? When I say get into shape, everybody gets different results because everybody's in a different place. But you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, and you're going to be more resilient in your mind when you do something like this. Now, I am not getting paid for this, for the record. I am not I don't work for Andy Frisella or his team. And this is not mine. So full disclosure, I do not own the rights to this book or this program. I am not a paid rep for them of any kind. I'm not an affiliate. I simply am telling you something that I've done, that I endorse, that I promote because I love it, because I've done it multiple times. I've completed 75 Hard 5 times, the first time around successfully, right? And I've done phase 1 and I've done phase 2 successfully. I've never done phase 3. There's different levels to 75 Hard, right? So 75 Hard in and of itself, less than 50% of the people who start the program finish it. Less than 50%. Because it's hard. Key word is hard. It's not 75 easy. It's not 75 mediocre. It's not 75, let's see how it goes. It's not 75 hard, I'll give it a shot. It's not 75 hard, let's try it. No, it's 75 hard. And it's designed for you to become better. And in order for you to become better, you have to go through some hard times. In order for you to become better, you have to challenge yourself. In order for you to become better, you have to live in discomfort. And as you do these things, guess what happens by default? You become better because the rubber band expands, because your mindset becomes more resilient, because you become healthier. And when you look good and you feel good, you do good. You actually show up better and you have more energy. You have more joy. You have a better outlook at life. All of a sudden, you start to see good in everything and everyone around you. But when you're not feeling good, when you're not at your best, guess what you tend to find around you? Negative stuff. oh, look at that person try to, cut me off in traffic. Oh, look at that person always trying to get over on somebody. Oh, that person's just trying to sell me something. Or look at that person over here judging me. Look, have they looked in the mirror lately? Like, you just have this outlook of life that's negative, right? Because of how you feel and how you're showing up for yourself. So the best way to combat that negative output and the negative outlook on life is to drown yourself in discomfort. Because when you do that, you by default, you become better. You're chiseling yourself, right? Has anybody ever seen that statue where there's like a block of like cement and then there's like a halfway body of a man like this with an axe or like a hammer and like a chisel like this? And it's like a really sculpted body of this like really strong man like this. And then below on the waist down is just like a block of like a cinder block. And it says self-made man, right? First of all, I don't believe in self-made man. I think it's a collection of everyone and everything around you that makes you better and makes you, right? There's no such thing as somebody, when people say it's lonely at the top, like, what are you talking about is lonely at the top, right? If you're a leader, you're supposed to be bringing people with you. So if you're lonely at the top, maybe you've stepped on the backs of people to get there. But if you're at the top and you're not lonely, it's because you're a leader. It's because you're leading leaders to leadership. You are helping people come with you. When you make other people better, you become better. So anyways, moving on from that topic. So 75 Hard is a great program. And there's a couple of things that are required to do in this program. And I'm just going to very, very quickly mention this to you, right? So, and the reason why I'm mentioning this to you is because it is important that you try something different, try something difficult. When was the last time that you actually went out of your way to try something hard? Ask yourself, when was the last time you put yourself in tremendous discomfort to where you were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I don't know why I signed up for this, right? Have you done that lately? If you haven't, now is the time. New Year's is around the corner. Can I refresh your memory, folks? January 1st, 2025 is around the corner. We're in Q4 of 2024. What does that mean? Now is the time to position yourself to come out the gate swinging in 2025. Now is the time to put into play the habits, the structure, the discipline, the commitment, the fire, the drive, so that by the time January 1st rolls around, you're not steamrolled by every other person who's doing good. You are not like, oh my gosh, now is the time to do something. Why do you think the gyms are empty, in mid-February? Because people aren't committed. People aren't serious. People just poke around with this thing called life. You got to be serious about this thing. So now is the time to create momentum for 2025. So I challenge all of you who are watching this live, and anybody who's not watching this live, I challenge you to take something on that's going to position you to win big for 2025 and is going to position you to be healthier and focus more on you, to make you uncomfortable, to position you to win. So with that being said, this book here is a book you should read. You can go to the website, www.andyfrisella.com. And Andy Frisella, this is how you spell it right here, Andy and then Frisella, andyfrisella.com. You can even go to 75hard.com, look at the program, check it out. If it's not this, do something else, but do something that's going to position you to remain uncomfortable for an extended period of time, not for a day, not for 2 weeks, not for 30 days, an extended period of time. Extended means 60 days or more, right? Do something for an extended period of time that's going to make you uncomfortable on purpose with the end goal in mind to make you better. Okay, so with this program, you have to drink a gallon of water every single day. You have to work out twice a day for 45 minutes each time. And the workouts cannot be back to back. They have to be separated by 3 hours apart. Why? On purpose, because it's trying to help you become disciplined so you manage your schedule properly, right? And one of those workouts has to be outdoors. It doesn't matter if it's snowing, if it's sleeting, if it's raining, if it's 100-degree weather, if it's whatever. You have to get your workout outside. One of them has to be outside. Both of them can be outside, but both of them cannot be inside. Again, one has to be outside 45 minutes, 2 workouts a day, 3 hours apart, at least 3 hours apart. So that is the second thing. You have to be on a diet. You have to eat a particular regimen of how you're eating. You can't just eat whatever you want. You can do the Atkins diet. You can do the, what is this other one? You can do the intermittent fasting, paleo, Mediterranean, keto. You can pick whatever you want, but you got to be on some kind of a plan, a structured plan on eating. The next thing is you have to take a selfie progress picture every single day. Does that mean you have to publicize it to the world? No, it's for you and for your record. So you can see and track your progress over time, because you will have a before picture and you will have an after picture after 75 days. So you want to take a selfie picture every single day. Additionally, you want to read 10 pages of a personal development self-help book every single day. It has to be a physical book. It cannot be an audio. It cannot be a Kindle. It has to be a physical book, and it has to be on personal development. Anything that's going to move you forward personally and professionally, 10 pages per day, right? And then, of course, there's also the no junk food. No junk food and no alcohol. So you can't drink any alcohol, wine, beer, liquor, nothing like that. And you cannot eat junk food. Junk food is up to your discretion. Obviously, we know what junk food is: popcorn, donuts, candy, soda, anything that would be considered junk food is not acceptable. So these are the things you're supposed to be doing for 75 days straight, no days off, Monday through Sunday, every day for 75 days. And if you fail to accomplish any one of these things, even in the smallest bit, then you start back from day one. And that is the challenge. It's called 75 Hard. One of the best things I've ever done to refocus myself, to recommit myself, to almost recalibrate myself to a starting position of winning. So if it's this, if it's something else, I don't care what it is, but I challenge all of you to put yourself in an extended period of time of discomfort, starting Monday, starting today, starting whatever it is, but ASAP, to position yourself to put your health in a better place. And I'm going to read you something that it says here in here. It says, hard equals happy. If you're honest with yourself, the moments when you feel best about yourself are right after you just did something hard. Are you doing hard things? Here's the question. Are you doing hard things that are going to position you to feel a certain kind of way? I mean, there's so many great nuggets in this book. It's insane. There's another great book that I encourage you guys to read out there called Spark. This is by Dr. John Rady. It's all about mind-body connection. There's a direct correlation between the mind and the body. You got to stimulate both to be firing at all cylinders and be at your best. This is the subtitle is The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise and the Brain. Right. So these are two books I recommend. I'm going to end with you again, challenging you to say, what are you going to do in Q4 for an extended period of time so you can come out the gate swinging in 2025 at your best self, with fire, with zeal, with tenacity, with grit, to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to take care of me at the highest level, because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour out of an empty cup. You have to be at your very best in order to show other people how to be at their best. And if you're a leader out there, which I know all of you are on this call and all of you that are watching the replay, if you're a leader out there, guess what? You cannot be an effective leader unless you are leading yourself at the highest level. You have to lead first, and leading first means you lead you. And only when you lead you at a 5-star level, only then can you lead others effectively. So be the leader that you want to be, starting with you. And guess what happens by default? People are going to flock to you because they're going to say, whatever it is that you're doing, I need to know how you're doing that, because that's what I want in my life. But you have to be that for you first. Be that for you. Be authentic, be genuine, be real. And it's time for us to dig deeper. It's time for us to cut ourselves open and say, am I happy with what I see? And if you're not, guess what? You're in control of changing that. You can change the entire trajectory of your future, spiritually, financially, on the health level, emotionally, on any level. It is up to you. It is within your grasp. Go out there and get it done. Be your best. I challenge you to be your best. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Marianne Pageant. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Have a fantastic weekend. I got to go back and serve my family and go and find a way to make myself uncomfortable today.
Thank you so much, Jose. I just wanted to say I did 75 hard with Jose last year. And I did it because I'm strong here, but not so strong physically. But it was definitely not 75 if you feel like it. It was not that. It was 75 hard, and it was definitely hard. And there was no junk food physically or mentally. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much for that, Jose. Thank you for taking time out of your crazy, insane day. You've got so much to manage, and kids and businesses and all of us and everything. CLA, I did post. If you still didn't catch that, please connect with me and I will connect you to Jose, and come and join CLA.
Thank you. ConnectedLeadersAcademy.com, folks. ConnectedLeadersAcademy.com. Check it out. Book a call with me. Again, you're awesome, Marianne. And I think the world of Nikki Cruz as well. You're phenomenal. So good to see you here. And I know whenever I'm here at anything that Marianne does, I'm in a room with winners. She attracts some of the best people in the world. So thank you so much. Have a blessed weekend. I got to run. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.